Hey everybody, it is Zach here, and thanks for tuning in to the live stream tonight. It'll still be you still be able to watch it at a different time because I'm gonna post it. So yeah. Anyways, so tonight what we got going on is a couple different things. I just did some maintenance to the chainsaw. Although it's running really well, needed a little bit of TLC. I took it apart and cleaned out the carburetor. What's going on, Chris? So I cleaned the carb on the chainsaw. Seems to be running better. Today I went to Fleet Farm. I got a bag of whole corn. Had to make sure there. Got a bag of whole corn and this big salt block. Now they had a sale at Fleet Farm. What's going on, Mika? I hope I said that right. What's going on, Mike? They're having a deal on some non-protein licks, if you will, and the deal was it was like $8.99 when it's normally like 14 or 15 bucks. Well, they were out of them, so rather than spending more money on essentially the same thing, I just got a salt lick and then some corn, and they did have a bag of feed for like bucks and stuff. Micah. Anyways, they did have a bag of this specialty deer feeder type stuff, but I wanted corn because it's yellow and it's going to draw attention. The animals will be drawn into it, I hope. So one of the next few weekends, we're going to get up there. I had a nice chat with my dad, duck hunting, and we're going to be putting up another stand for me and I say duck stand, we're going to be putting up another deer stand for me, and with that, I'm going to have to probably get another stand and stuff like that. Same clearing, we're going to bring it up front, but I don't know if I'm going to be going up there and doing that myself or what the deal is going to be. We'll see as the week goes on here. So yeah, I got to get up there. My plan is to get, I was going in between obviously a ground blind and a tree stand, but I'm going to do tree stand, but I'm going to cut a piece of plywood and put it on the side of the tree stand, and that way I can put my bag there, and then I'm going to wrap it in some nice fabric and stuff, and I'm going to kind of fabricate it here at home and then drag it up there and put it up. So I'm not building it. I'm going to go to Fleet Farm. They have a really nice one for, I believe it's 250 bucks. Really, really nice. And from there, we'll go on. I got to get to some of these comments here. Daniel, doing some homework and watching the duck hunting video. That's awesome. For everyone wondering about the duck hunting video, it is going on. If you guys follow the Joe and Zach Survival Facebook page, you'll have a more up-to-date, knowledge of what's going on. My dad is extremely busy with I suppose wrapping up his work for the season, getting all the stuff done that has to get done before it freezes. And then also, in the midst of all this, him and Melissa have bought a house. If you guys follow the Facebook page, they got a house, so he's been up there just going like crazy. So the video, he still told me today, the video is halfway edited, and the reason he told me that is we invested this year in a lot of equipment for the channel. New cameras and a big purchase of a new laptop. So these videos coming up within probably the next 6 months, you're probably going to notice a quality change. We'll be able to use more GoPro footage, 4K GoPro footage and stuff like that. So expect a change, expect better content, but that was a relatively hefty investment for some of the equipment that we've gotten this year, but we want to make the viewing experience better for you all. So Daniel asks, does the DNR consider salt blocks as baiting? The way that I've read it, and I haven't read it much, is it has to not be a protein source. So I'm imagining, I don't know the breakdown of a salt block, but I don't think that is considered a protein source. When you go to like Fleet Farm or whatever, they have like non-protein salt blocks, not salt blocks, sorry, non-protein bait blocks. Now, I'm only rifle hunting. I'm not bow hunting, so I still have until a month and a half until rifle season starts. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to recon. I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna throw the corn out, get the salt block out, put up my trail camera, see if they're in the area, have my stand set up, and then I get an idea of what I'm working with. And hopefully, by putting the bag of corn out there, it'll possibly bring traffic in. And I won't obviously bait for deer because it's wrong, but they might come through there seeing if there's anything in the future. So that's kind of the area, the idea that I'm going with. What's going on, Curtis? Everything's going good with me. How's it going for you? What's going on, Melissa? Christopher, I saw it on Facebook, y'all's Facebook page. Yep. Melissa says, I watch your dad's videos. Also, he hasn't posted in a while. I hope he's okay. Everything's good. He's just extremely busy. And one of the big difficulties we were having with the other computer is you get these massive files. These videos are, an hour long, and they're HD. So when you go to rewatch it, it will get choppy because the way I think it is your video card cannot handle the amount of stuff you're running through it, right? So like I said, we upgraded his computer. It's a top of the line laptop. I mean, I don't think you could get much better. It's like a brand new model just came out, and it is the cat's meow. So PC, not Mac, not Apple. My dad's a PC guy all the way. He would not do that. So Paul asked, or Daniel said, cool, just looked up into it and looked it up. You're right. They're not considered as bait. Yeah. So Paul said, isn't this year in your hunting zone hunter's choice? I have no idea. I haven't even looked into it. I've been focused on duck hunting, and now I'm getting more focused on deer hunting. Wes says, wow, you cleaned out the garage. Well, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot more here. I got a whole bunch of sheetrock hanging out because I need to finish the ceiling, but I'm actually going to use it in the basement because the ceiling sucks. And then I got a couple pieces of MDF over there as well as some other stuff. So I got to work at hacking that stuff apart and getting it in the trash can. And then the wife's car is not parked in here. Normally it is. But tonight I have to roll up my tent from duck hunting. I thought I was going to get away with it. We had beautiful weather up there, as you guys will see in the video. But unfortunately, the ground was wet. So I had it drying out last week. I went to roll it up, and there was a fold in the fabric, and it was still wet. And I'm pretty conscious on putting stuff away dry because I haven't used this tent in like 3 years. So it rolled out perfectly. So as long as I put it away nice and dry, it'll be good. So yeah. J&J said, Zachary, what software does your dad use to edit his videos? Yes, for sure. Video files tend to be quite large. Been doing ours for 7 years. J&J, he uses ArcSoft Media Impressions, which is a very select software used old school kind of for the Sony Play Sports, if you guys remember those. That was one of our first cameras we ever used on the channel. Not the very first, but it was the second that overtook it at the same time. And it's an old, outdated software, but my dad knows how to run it. So on the new computer, we're going to get that installed for him. And then he will we're going to get him some nice video editing software as well. And as time goes on, he'll get more familiar with it. But right now, as he said, with duck hunting and deer hunting, house stuff, work stuff, I mean, he's just pretty packed with his time, and he says he doesn't have the desire nor time to sit down and truly learn a program. So like I said, that's why I said in the next 6 months, because as stuff slows down and as he has time to fiddle with it, we're going to get him more used to it. He wants to do like split screen stuff, stuff like that. So hopefully, he said with the new computer, he's going to bust it out and get some. See you later, Mike. he's going to bust it out and get some hopefully GoPro footage going just to try it out for the duck hunting stuff that we took. Melissa asked, is your small business taking off? Not yet. I have not. I did not want to waste the flyers this year. I want to put them out next spring. But if you've been watching, I invested in this new push mower with bagger, and got the new tires on the trailer, so now I can use that a little more. And equipment wise, I still had a comment about it yesterday, the day before. Someone said, like, you need to have a 0-turn mower if you want to make money. And if I'm going to get a 0-turn mower, I would like to get a really nice commercial one, because that would be kind of the thought process behind it. And I'm not really ready to go into debt to start a small business. So we're going to start small and see what the market is. And that way I didn't spend $10,000 to owe $10,000, right? I have what I have. I'll use it. I'll build it up, and then it'll go. But yeah. So that's what's going on. I'm going to roll up this tent here. But I thought I would just give you guys a heads up. Wes said, I seen the video about house equity. Are you thinking of moving? No, but I was just kind of inspired to make that video because I was watching the other guy. Somebody on there commented the right thing. It's like My Life series, not My Life series, but it's some series online, and I was inspired to make that video because the guy on there, he's worth $200 million. He's very, very smart. And to watch him do these deals is best as they describe it. He's like a shark, like a business shark. So he just gets in there, gets it done, gets his money, and gets out. So I thought I would put that video up there because I think a lot of people get very kind of turned off by the fact that it's a foreclosure. A lot of people see problems with foreclosures, and so I thought I'd put that out there because if you know what you're looking for and you do the proper inspection yourself, right? It's pretty easy when you walk into the house to know if it's junked or not, because if it's junked, the carpet's going to be disgusting. There's probably going to be no appliances in the place. There's going to be a hole in every wall. It's junked. And all that costs money and time, which is relatively valuable time-wise. So you got to get the right deal to roll the ball. And a lot of people commented on there. One guy commented that he's done it like 6 times or something like that. And it only gets easier because you're gaining money. So yeah, I thought I would do that because a lot of people don't look at that. You know, you look at these houses and their market value, right? And there's really no wiggle room because the people know what they're worth and they're not willing to get any less for it. But you go to a foreclosure and the bank owns it. The bank owns it or the state owns it, depending, I guess, on what happened to it and how long it's been there. But they want to just get any money they can and move on because it doesn't make a difference to them. They're making double profits on it, you know. So they're trying to keep it out of their business. And you also have to find the right realtor for that too, because your loan officer, when they do their home inspection, they might say, you need to replace this. You need to replace this broken window. You need to put in a fire alarm here. You need to paint your siding. And then that's to get the loan, but then if you're going through HUD or something like that, they say, no, you can't touch the house. So you have to have the right realtor that's not going to sit there and ask questions. That's just going to kind of do a dirty, get in there and get you that house. And that's the honest to God truth. I wouldn't have gotten this house if I didn't do some stuff to it beforehand. And you just have to have the right realtor to do that, because as a lot of the loan officers will say, HUD is like an entity in itself. It works only at night. Stuff happens and you don't even know about it. They're very, not mischievous, but there's a lack of communication within that system. So, you know, if you need to get a loan on it, you got to do some stuff to it, and you got to go sometimes behind the backs to do it, but that's just the name of the game, right? So, yeah. Curtis asked how Sam's doing. She's doing really, really good. She's doing really good. Our spirits are high. Hopefully we'll be able to try again soon and have different results, but until that happens, I mean, I'm not gonna jinx it or anything, but Sam is doing really good. She's in good health, and she seems to be in good spirits as well, and we just keep praying and hoping that everything goes good. That's all that you can do. So everybody's rooting for us, which is good, and hopefully it'll happen. Wes said, thanks for that. He commented that you're running out of space. We are definitely running out of space, but with that, we don't want to move because there's so many avenues that we want to go. I want to go up north and work up in there, and but that'll take time because now that we have animals, right? We have 2 guinea pigs, a hamster, 2 cats, a dog, hopefully another dog soon. But now that we have all these animals, you can't exactly rent an apartment. You can't even rent a house. These rental agencies absolutely hate animals for good reasons. But yeah, so there's a very gray area. So what will happen is we'll probably end up buying a camper, and then come springtime, sell the house. Now, I'm not saying this next spring, but maybe in a couple of years, sell the house, put all our stuff in a storage unit, rent the camper out, move, do whatever we got to do, go up north, stay around here, whatever we decide, and then we'll find our house and buy it. But everything has to happen at certain times, because if you pull a big loan out for the camper, it's going to destroy your credit, and the house, the financial portion of it, they're not going to allow it. So there's a lot of moving things that have to happen. So are you deer hunting this year? Yes. I was just explaining earlier in the video, I got a 50-pound bag of whole corn and a salt block, and I'm kind of lightly prepping with the chainsaw and everything to go up north. I'm going to be putting up a new stand with my dad this year, and we are going to get me in a better area. I'm going to outfit my stand. I'm going to get a completely different stand. The one I have now is fine, but it's very uncomfortable. So I'm going to outfit it. I want it to be nice and kind of windproof, and I want it to feel comfortable. I want to focus on I get so cold out in the stand that I want to make sure that I can sit out there for a long period of time and actually enjoy it, if you will. So I got to work on getting a nice wind barrier put up on 3 sides. And at first I was looking at ground blinds that I would then build a frame for so I could have a gun rest and put a heater in there. But then as time went on, I was thinking, well, the brush where I hunt is now getting tall enough where if I'm sitting in a ground blind, it might be hard to see. And so, and then you have to bring a lot more. You have to bring out the frame, the ground blind, a chair, the heater. If I bring a heater, it's multiple trips. So in the fact of being simple and comfortable, I want to get to make nice XL one person stands now with armrests, which is like, what? What I have now has armrests, but it's a double person one, so it's super wide. And they have super comfy chairs. So the one I'm looking at, I think is right around, I think it's $150, $175. And it's really, really nice, but I have to get it all put together at home here. I want to get it all wrapped up all nice, and then we'll bring it up north. That way we can just put it up and be done with it. And it should be pretty simple, but I also want to clear a nice trail. The trail I had going to the back stand, I had to climb over like a down pine tree, and then all that brush was never hogged out or nothing in the pathway. So as I'm walking in the morning, I'm like a bull in a china shop out there, making more noise than I should. So I want to get it all trimmed up nicely so that I can walk out there stealthily, and I'll have less of a walk, which is very important also because I have such a long walk now. By the time I get out there, I'm pretty tired, and then in my head, I'm always going, I'm getting really cold. After a few hours, I'm getting really cold. I need to make sure that I can walk that distance back. So I want to be a lot warmer this year. Platform and a collapsible ladder, then less people mess with it. Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Up there, we really know the people that hunt around us. You guys have seen George on the Jones Act Survival channel a few times, and George and my grandpa are really the only two people that hunt up there in our immediate area, and we kind of have agreement, if you will. They got their spots, we got our spots. We don't mess with them unless George comes up late season, no one else is up there. He can sit in any of our stands. He knows where some of them are, so he can sit wherever he wants. Not a big deal. We're all friendly up there, so yeah, that's really it, I guess. So I am looking forward to going up there. Ben asked what kind of tree stand. Single person, but an XL, a little bit bigger one, so you have room to move around. They make them a lot better. They make them a lot better now than the ones that we have. They're a lot more comfier. So I keep hearing something over there. Anyways, I hear something, but I think it might be the tree on the corner of the garage. Troy or JC said, Zach, do your best not to go into any more debt. That's hopefully the choice. Troy said, have you considered building a wood platform that you can leave out there and set the ground blind on top of it? Yes, that was kind of the plan at first. I just was unsure. The tent is a 4-hour drive, so I got to make sure that whatever I do, because I won't have many opportunities to go up there. It's really hard to go up there on a Saturday and have enough time after driving to get all that stuff done and then come home on Sunday. So it can be difficult at times with that, because if you leave at 7 o'clock in the morning, which on a Saturday for me is very early, being that I would work till probably 12:30, if not 1:30 on a Friday in the morning, and then get up at 7 in the morning, drive all the way up there. You have to probably get gas and maybe take a whiz, so you're talking 4.5 hours after that. But then get up there, get all that tree stand set up. So I got to get whatever I decide on doing, I have to get it all pre-planned so I can literally just drive up there, slap it on the tree, clear my pathway, and get out of there, What's going on, William? Ben said I started out with a homemade platform made out of plywood. Yeah. Daniel said I just got back from building my deer stand, 5x6, about 10 foot high. And then Ben commented also and said he's not the safest but fun. Yeah, I'm a big fan of safety. I know that you guys might not think I'm the safest sometimes in my videos. People get pretty weird about it, but in this trailer video I made, I had the propane bottle going for 30 seconds, and someone freaked out thinking that the garage was going to blow up. And well, it's each their own, I guess, on the whole safety thing. But I do try to be relatively safe and have a line to bring up my stuff. So I would feel a lot safer with an actual tree stand over a platform. I did for a few years sit in a homemade one that George built a long time ago, if I'm thinking of it right. And it was a good, decent stand. I prefer the safety of a steel. 1989, yeah. So it is what it is. And nowadays they make it so cost effective. I thought, I might just weld up my own deer stand. But in all honesty, to buy it is just as costly as to build it material-wise. But you don't have to sit there and think of all the measurements and angles. And that's a pretty big benefit too. So I'm You'd be surprised that you'd think if you had the ability to weld stuff, that you'd be making all your own things. But a lot of the stuff is actually less expensive to buy. And yeah, the welds on it might look bad, but that's what you can fix. If a weld breaks, you can fix it. But otherwise, to build it's more expensive. So, anyways, 25 minutes. I don't know what my battery is at. You guys won't believe how crazy the battery burns up doing these live streams. Scissor lifts are pretty cheap. That'd be a way to go, I guess, but I don't think you could get a scissor lift. You can maybe get one of those trailer lifts out there. Maybe. Scissor lift, there's no way that thing would off-road crawl all the way back there. So, yeah, when we were up duck hunting, my dad and I had a nice chat. He wants me to do some live streams on the Joe and Zach Survival channel because he says that it's something that he thinks the people would like over there. And I was gonna do one tonight, but I thought I would rather be doing something. So if I do go up to the tent in the next couple weeks, you guys can expect probably a live stream. If it's just me and my dad, it'd be a nice chill time, and yeah, I think it'd be fun. Or I'll upload some mini videos of kind of behind the scenes maybe. I like to do the videos in a raw format. I don't like to, on this channel at least, I don't like to record it and then edit it and change it and make it whatever. I like to record a 10-minute video, get out what I need to say, and then move on. Because I think that the spur of the moment is really important with some of these things, to get the feeling right in the video. So if a person spends too much time setting up, getting the shot right, putting the light up, stuff like that, you lose your enthusiasm for it. So you got to make sure you do it right. So when we're out there putting the tree stand up, doing a quick video of, hey, this is my tree stand, this is where the old one was, this is where my new one is, I wrapped it in burlap, or I wrapped it in a blanket, and we got it up here. I bought it at Fleet Farm, I spent this much on it, look at my view. All the excitement is still there, whereas if you set up the tripod, try to do it that way, all of a sudden it's like you're doing a news forecast, it just doesn't have the same vibe. Pike asked, how far away are you from your dad? I live about an hour drive from him, an hour highway drive. William said it's that we did it once before and it was a great time. It was a great time. Everybody loved it. J&J said that would be great doing a live stream. Haven't really done that. My hunting videos usually don't have good connection in the woods. I wanted to do one duck hunting, but we did not. I had enough service to kind of get out a text message here and there. I didn't really have enough service to do a live stream up there. But luckily at the tent, kind of where the tent is, you get some service. So, yeah. If you guys watched my previous live stream, I told you guys a little bit more of the details about duck hunting. We had 3 visitors up there. If you guys can believe that. We had 3 visitors, 3 people that watched the channel. When I got up there on Friday, an older gentleman and his wife were just like driving past, and we rolled down and said, oh, hey, I watch your videos. I recognize the area, so I thought I'd drive by. They were just quick in and out. And then we had some other people that came by, and they stopped and wanted to take a picture, and the guy was really enthusiastic, and he seemed nice too. And then we had a guy the next day came, and he chatted for quite a while. Probably, my dad said he was there for about 45 minutes before I even noticed he was there, because I was trying to take a nap at camp, and then I got up and I went and talked to him for like 10 or 15 minutes also, and then he left. And they were all nice. Nice people, just kind of unexpected. And we haven't had issues like that. I don't know if I'd call it an issue, but we haven't had that happen before. And then, this happened after or whatever. So it was interesting to say the least. And, we do enjoy getting recognized. It's just it's really crazy how you can put just a tidbit of your driving in there, and then people come from an hour away to come say hi to you. It's just a different thing or whatever. Ben asked, "Did your sister go duck hunting?" Yeah, my sister Sarah went duck hunting. You'll see that in the video, of course. It should be out in the next couple of days, guys. You should probably finish that video at the beginning of this week and have it up by the end of this week. Paul Fontana, probably butchered that, but he said, "Your dad doesn't, he hates the fame." Me and my dad had a chat about it, of course, because it happened or whatever, and being recognized is nice. There's nothing wrong with that. I understand that some people we might be idols to people and we don't even know it. These people love what we do, or feel like they have a personal connection with us, and that's fine. The kicker of it is, though, let's say this year it was 3 people, next year it's 6 people, the year after that it's 9 people. Well, if each one of these people spend a half hour worth of time chatting or whatever with us, let's say we have 6 people, that's 3 hours worth of our time, and you guys can imagine how that can multiply pretty easily, and then pretty soon we have a harder time trying to put out quality film because we're too busy, dealing with these people that like us, and it's not like we would be rude or whatever. I felt like we almost came off as rude, not rude, we didn't say like, "What are you doing here?" or anything to these people, but I felt like we came off as being kind of cold shoulder or something like that. My dad kind of agreed with that too, but it was just the fact of like, you don't expect that for one, but then also you're like, but then you also kind of just, I don't know. What I mean? It's just weird in a way. 3 people in 8 years, what kind of multiplication tables are you using? Well, I'm just saying, if 3 people decide to come out this year, and then, let's say those same 3 people want to come back and chat next year, and then 3 more people come out, then it becomes 6 people. I don't know at what level, right? Is this just like a rare occurrence or whatever? But it was just different, It's just different that people would recognize the area. And I kind of ran that scenario through my head of like, if I knew where someone lived and I really liked them, like, would I drive by if they're within an hour of me or whatever? And I was like, I don't know if I would, I don't know if I would, but I don't know. You've been playing too much Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah, that might be true. I did used to play that game when it was a thing, but you share your life with, William says, you share your life with others. You have a right to decide what to share. I don't know where the duck camp is, and I'm not looking for it. So everybody's different with it, how they feel about it. Don't sell any hot dogs. Everybody's different with it, Just a different experience. I've been recognized at a China buffet. I've been recognized at Walmart, Menards. My dad's been recognized at Menards and the gas station, and just we've both been recognized all over the place. And you get to know the look. They give you this look, and it's kind of like they give you like this half-eyed, "Don't notice me, but I'm definitely noticing you," kind of a look. And you can see it right away, and you're like, "Oh yeah." So it's funny how it goes, and a lot of times these people are super, super nice, and they do look up to you, which is weird because we're just videoing what we have done for a long time, and people enjoy it. And these people, for whatever reason, are compelled to watch hour-long films about people going, and I don't know. So I am stocking all Super One foods in the Minnesota area. Yeah. And the last guy that was there for around an hour, he came actually on Thursday. He drove past. My uncle and aunt were already there hanging out, and he came by and he chatted for them for like an hour, and then he came back again on Saturday. So he really, really wanted to meet us, you know, and he was definitely a talkative, nice person, and his wife was very nice too. But he really wanted to meet us, that's for sure. So, very fun time up there. So, who knows what it'll turn into. The channel is at the point. The channel is at the point where we're really starting to get a lot of subscribers. And I think we're making it over the hump. It takes a long time to build it up where it's at, obviously, like 8 years or however long it's been. And then at some point it really gains a lot of momentum, and it's gaining a lot of momentum right now for us because we're used to a very, slow curve making our way, but we've never had like viral videos or anything where our channel explodes. So we're just slowly increasing popularity, but with that it channels out and more people see it. So who knows? I watched the subscriber count, and right now it's going really, really good. So who knows where we'll be in 5 years? Channel could be dead. The channel could be one of the largest channels on YouTube, or it could be where it's at right now. So Paul says Joe and Melissa bought that new house for the season 9 debut. And then J&J says, I really enjoy you and your dad's channel. I found the Joe and Zach Survival channel when looking for deer camp. Love hunting and being at camp. I really like the tent. That's a really nice comment. The whole house adventure, I think he's going to more put that on Northern Seclusion. So if you guys are not subscribed or don't know about that channel, that's kind of my dad's personal channel. As like I have my personal channel here. That's him and Melissa's personal channel. I don't know how much Melissa likes to be on film or whatever, but if you guys want to see more of the house, I'm pretty sure he's gonna kind of put it on that channel because it's more of a private affair. I don't know. But I really think what is going to become really popular coming up here is my dad seems to be on the fence with the tent or building a cabin. He's on the fence about it because the tent works great, but the tent is getting old. Not old, but it's seeing its age, and as it goes on, right, it is truly a wall tent. You guys won't believe how many videos we get of people that are just tuning in. They're recent subscribers, and they say, I don't get it. Why is it a tent? It has walls. It has a roof over the top, and they forget to look back into old archive videos and see that at some point in time it was just a wall tent that we framed out on the inside. We put 4-foot high up walls because, if I remember right, we were scared of bears getting in. Because that is a thing up there, as you guys see, and if one bear could swipe right through the canvas, it'll have a harder time though getting through some plywood, and the tent has fared very well for a long time. I don't even know how long it's been up there for, but I know that my dad is getting the itch to do something new, right? And now that him and Melissa have gotten this place, he's about half as far from the tent as he was before, so it's even easier for him to get up there. I think he said it's like 2.5 hour drive or something like that, 2.5 hours, and so he has the ability now, once he gets settled in or whatever his plan is, he'll have the ability to go up there at pretty much a moment's notice. He can leave. It now doesn't have to be a Thursday to Monday or whatever, a long weekend, because you have to spend 2 days driving. It can just be like a spur of the moment. Hey, I'm running up there. It's like close like cabin now. So I think now he'll be spending much more time up there because it'll be easier for him to get up there. And with that, I think he's going to start. I mean, I know he's designed his cabin many times on paper before. He has all sorts of ideas and stuff, but I think he's really probably pondering it now. His biggest thing is he says he either has the money to do it, but not the time, or the time to do it, but not really the money. And that's the adventure of his business, being that, you know, in the summertime, he has all the money in the world because he's booked out and they're working every single day they can and busting it and just getting tons of money. And then the wintertime, you know, he might have that money, but he's not working that much. So you kind of hoard that money. And so you don't want to do anything. And plus in the wintertime, I don't know how you would, you know, trot lumber across the lake. I mean, people are bewildered by the fact you have to walk in. There's no, in the wintertime, that road is completely closed. You can't drive into the tent at all. So unless you wanted to try to Baja it through like over a mile of who knows how deep it's snow. So, you know, it's really a catch-22, if you will, of what he wants to do. But he said that in his perfect world, he would pick up the tent and he would move it behind where he wants to build the cabin right there and have that as the guest house. And then he would build his cabin. But I think the last design of his cabin was not much bigger than the tent. I think he wants a loft, but the actual true footprint of it is maybe 4 or 8 feet bigger both ways or something like that. So it's not going to be a mansion or anything. Is he selling the hobby farm? I have no idea what's going on with that. If he cuts down to 2 cases of Boxer a week, he will be able to afford anything. That's pretty funny, but I don't know if you've ever seen Boxer. It's pretty damn cheap. It's really cheap. I don't even drink, and I know it's cheap. So that's funny, though. It's very funny. So, yeah, just thought I'd have a nice chat and hang out with you guys. And I keep hearing something over there. I don't know if the wind's blowing and the tree is hitting on the garage or what. I'm not hearing it constantly. I don't know what the heck's going on over there. Could be the light bulb from the heat. I don't know. It's kind of cold out here, though. It's been getting chilly the last few days. It's a woodchuck. No, Paul, I live in the city. I don't think there's many woodchucks here. Not at all. But, yeah. If you guys haven't been to my garage or you haven't seen it from this angle, welcome. 2-stall, nice workshop area. Yeah, I got to figure out where I want to put all this. But, yeah. See you later, Daniel. It's been nice. Gonna put up more ice fishing vids this year. I hope to. I really do. Let's see. I was trying to think of everything. Last year, I tried to ice fishing is a little expensive to get into if you're just working on, I wouldn't say I have a fixed income, but it's relatively the same. And so, the one year I got my ice house. The next year, you know, I got my auger, I got my buddy heater. Last year's investment was I got the low flow system for my buddy heater so I can run it off a 20-pound tank. And I'm hoping this year I get out a lot more. Last year I built the Schmitty sled. It's hanging up on the wall right here. That MDF, if you guys have been tuning in the whole time, I got like a couple leftover pieces of MDF. I don't even know. It was from the camper when I was doing the cabinetry in it. I used that MDF, and I have it left over. And I know that MDF isn't exactly the best weatherproof type whatever, but I'm going to cut it and make it into a box for the Schmitty sled. And, so I'm going to be remaking a top for it, because last year that Schmitty sled, it pulls like a dream. If you guys have never used one, go get some skis from like Goodwill and try it. Just make like a little platform on there. But I'm going to make a box because it was kind of difficult to get everything on there without it all toppling over. So I'm going to make a box that goes on top. and maybe think about it a little more. It was a little spur of the moment that I needed last year, but yeah. Paul said, "Are you currently building or deconstructing a trailer?" You know what? I think I'm going to start deconstructing it. Joking. Trailer's pretty good right now. I would like to have sides on it, removable sides. So if I get the itch to, I would like to buy a new trailer, but if I'm going to buy one, I want at least a 5x8, if not like a 5x10 or a 6x12, you know. The bigger the better when it comes down to that. But I don't have the budget for something like that. My money just doesn't, I'm not a millionaire, right? And to buy a $1,500 trailer, that takes some planning. And right now, we're doing planning carpet in the house, planning some other stuff for the house. We want to try to have another child. So the trailer, in comparison to all those things, really takes the back seat. So it'll be fine the way it is. I kind of would like to have fun and attempt to build another camper for it. I had a lot of fun with that adventure trailer series, and I think that it could be a really awesome series on Joe and Zach Survival. I'd want to do it right, though. I'd go get like a Harbor Freight trailer, and I'd do it from start to complete finish. And with that, I want to get like teardrop windows, teardrop door, and stuff like that. And it would take a lot of planning and a lot of pre-motive to do it. So we'll see, what time will tell. But this trailer is actually pretty perfect right now in my mind. So the reason why, though, I constantly am doing stuff to this trailer is I love working on stuff. I love fiddling with stuff. And it's like I fiddled with my chainsaw. I got that going. I don't have my scooter anymore. I rebuilt the pump on the pressure washer. The other project I have right now is this weed whip that I got from my grandpa that I'm trying to make run good enough that I can give to my friend for his house that he just bought. So I just love being out here and tinkering with stuff, and there's only so much stuff I can weld or fiddle with, and so the trailer becomes like an art piece because I can weld stuff on, cut stuff off. It just isn't like my fun, I guess. So what's expensive about ice fishing is dropping your cell phone through the hole like Sarah did. That is true. That was a brand new cell phone. And in case you're wondering, I don't think she had insurance on it. So she bit the bullet on that one. Jason asked, what's up with the new duck hunting movie? When is it coming out? It will be out, I think, sometime this week. My dad has been very busy with the whole house thing. And so he's been doing that, if you will. So I said it early in the film, but this year a big push for the Joe and Zach Survival channel was let's upgrade our equipment. So we got him a new DSLR camera. I got a DSLR camera. His is a 77D, mine's a T6i. And then we got the biggest purchase I think that we've made on equipment for the channel this year, which was a new laptop that was almost $3,000. It was an extremely expensive laptop. So with that being said, we can do 4K videos, so you should see a lot more GoPro videos. We might even throw up a drone video. Who's going to say? It's just my dad likes to learn things slowly. That way he gets very comfortable and good with them. So his new computer, we're going to have the old editing software. We're investing, if you will, in some new software. And that is going to be a process for him to learn, because we're going to get some nice software for him. And then the videos will, over time, I'm giving this a 6-month to a year window. It's taken him a while to get used to the DSLR. He still switches back and forth, which is fine. It's how he likes to do it. It's how he likes the shots to go. And so over time, though, the video quality will be supreme. But I think that's one thing that makes our channel great, is the fact that it isn't 4K quality all the time. It isn't this, it almost gets so good that it's fake. You know, this still has the raw feeling of like, you're there, right? It's just showing what's going on. So you're like Les Nisman, always wanting walls. Get some teardrop tats beneath your eye, one for each trailer you deconstructed. J&J, have a good night if you're still watching. Jason says cool and nice. Yeah, so that's essentially it. This on my trailer, all you want, but this trailer is not worth me selling at this point. I have $170 tires on it. Another probably $50 worth of steel at least that I put onto it, so that's $220. Brand new leaf springs, which were probably about $50. No, it's like $270. Plus hardware, so $290. Plus a $20 coupler, $310. The jack, that's another $10. So that's $320. I'm on my second or third pair of $20 taillights because I bust them off so many dang times. So this trailer to sell and for me to make money, it'd have to be about $500, and it's just a 4x8 trailer. So if somebody wants to buy for $500, they can. But what is that worth, right? This thing can hold 4,000 pounds. The metal on the tongue is 3/8 steel, which is damn heavy. It has 15-inch tires that when I drive 80 on the highway, they don't even get remotely warm. They're ice cold to the touch. Pressure treated, I didn't even count the wood. Pressure treated wood on there. Oh yeah, or the fenders. I bought those fenders too. They were like $20 a piece. Plus all the welding materials to do it. So yeah, it really isn't worth it. JC says, check out Dave Ramsey. I have watched probably almost all of his videos. I really do like Dave Ramsey. He's a good person. He's a really good person. I like listening to him. I don't think everything he says is quite right. He's kind of a crazy man. And I think that money for somebody that's rich and can tell other people about money, like if I had $2 million and I'm like, it's easy to make money. Well, yeah, but you're already there, man. Like you got that 0.001% shot out of the millions of people, and you made it. So it's easy for you to sit there and go, oh yeah, don't take a loan out on your pickup. Just save cash for 3 years and buy it. Yeah, well, I needed that pickup yesterday, and in 3 years, I won't have nothing, or you see what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't work good. Make it into an ice shack. Last time I checked, this is why I can't make it into an ice shack. Right? Drill some holes in it, put a bucket underneath it. Well, there's a foot between that bucket and the bottom of that deck. This trailer sits up really high. If it was lower, yeah, I would do that, but you can't fish out of that. It'd be cold. Beast mode. What's going on today? Beast mode. I just got here. Do you know when the duck opener vid is coming out? It's coming out next week. It should be here next week. No guarantees, but beast mode. If you want more up-to-date information and you don't already do this, go on Facebook if you have one and look up Joe and Zach Survival and like the page or follow the page. I can't remember what it is. It's a community page, and then you'll get updates. And my dad likes to update it and say, okay, I'm processing this video. He normally says it should be up within like a day or two because it does take a long time for his internet to get it processed and put up online. So if any of you guys don't know about that yet, I always try to say it a couple times. Go online, Joe and Zach Survival Facebook page. So follow, like it. I don't know what it takes. Be part of the community, and then you'll see the updates more often. And you'll see videos of stuff like when I was out there that we can't necessarily put on YouTube because YouTube has very strict community guidelines, and if you show killing of any sort, that video won't be able to get monetized. And I will say the first couple of years we did YouTube, we were not concerned with money at all, and now as it has evolved, YouTube takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and it can be a pain in the butt sometimes to get these shots. Not physically, but just the fact that you want to go duck hunting. You don't want to be Mr. Producer guy or Mr. Video guy, I should say. And so, yeah, so we do it. Somebody commented because we put it on there, my triple duck shot. I shot 3 ducks with 1 shot. Extremely lucky. I'll never do it again in my life. But very cool. I got it on the GoPro, and we can't really put that in the video because it could flag our video. And now you just spent 2 weeks of editing, a week of prep time, and probably half the time holding a camera for something that's not going to make you money. And unfortunately, it's become more than just this is fun. This page here, I tried to monetize it. I tried to put ads on stuff to make a little cash, to maybe fund some of my stuff. I haven't got to that point yet. I don't have enough subscribers, and I don't have enough people viewing all the time to make me a dime. So that's why it's fun, I guess, right? So what's going on, Neil? I haven't seen you on here, so good thing you tuned in. But yeah, so you guys might notice that I did start putting ads on these videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna wrap this up here in 4 minutes when I hit 1 hour. But I did start putting ads on my videos. Nothing against you guys, but I thought if I can make $100 a month on this channel, it might go to fund some of these other cool projects that I like to do, and I do include you guys on, more so in a live form. So, yeah, you know, we can do trailer projects, or I can show how I rebuilt that pump on that thing, or I do a lot of stuff out here. And I hope next year to roll out my whole business plan. So you guys can always stay tuned for that. But yeah, so here's the deal though. This up and coming weekend, I tried to, is that a Red Ryder BB gun? That is correct. William says you deserve to be paid for your time. Yes, and you know what, William, on that note, it's not, we're getting paid for the time, but you guys got to think of it this way. It goes big time for equipment stuff. So bringing you guys along, you know, when you buy an $800 camera and you're toting it around the woods or out in the duck boat, I mean, you know what kind of a risk that is. So doing it for fun or for free is fun, no doubt about it. But at some point in time, you got to say, well, I can't buy a new camera every year. So Andrew Camarata is someone on YouTube that reminds me of you. He can fix almost anything. Check it out. I will try to check it out if I remember to go see that. That was from JC. So I'll try to check it out. I like to watch Muskie. He's a guy that fixes up like all sorts of crazy stuff. Muskie01, Musty01 or whatever. Seems like a really cool guy. I think it'd be cool to watch him work on stuff. And he can put up a 50-minute video, and yeah. Now that Joe is gone, when is Sarah having her next house party? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there, guys. I don't have all the answers. One thing that I try to do is I tried to remove myself from drama this last year and a half. So I'm not saying that my life is filled with drama, but I've been trying to I'm not saying I'm trying to put up walls either, but I'm trying not to put myself in these situations where I know everything, because then that gets me in trouble. Because I can know everything, and when somebody on this side of the family wants to know somebody about that side, I'm the one, you know. So I've been trying to stay a very middle ground and not be shouting my output to anybody or give people details. If someone wants to know something, I don't know. I don't know is the best answer. Yes, being very neutral. With family, with coworkers, with stuff like that. I've just been trying to, you know, they say that you probably always should be working on something. You know, if something in your life with you is not, you should always be working on something. Maybe it's a mannerism or a thought process or whatever. And after going through my little bit of, I guess you could call it depression and anxiety that I went through this last year and a half or so, I've been trying to find things that maybe trigger it and trying to just play middle ground guy, because then you don't get wrapped up in it. That's kind of how it is. So, I'm there for anybody, but at the same time, whatever. Can you tell Sarah that if she has a Halloween party, I'll bring you candy corn? Sarah says that she gets so many people on Facebook trying to friend her because she says they're always these hunting and fishing guys because they're camoed out in their picture, and she says it's kind of, she says she never she'll deny them because it's kind of stalkerish, and she never thought so many dudes like her. All right, I'm wrapping this up. It's been an hour. I haven't got anything done. And it's getting cold. So, as always, guys, I appreciate all of you watching. And if you want to take a little bit of your time, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I try to do a live stream almost once a week. And this is also another spot. There's the Jones Act Survival Facebook page. This is also another spot where you guys might get a little more insight on the Jones Act Survival page and what's going on. So appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out with me. It was awesome. Cheers and stay warm. Take it easy, guys. See you next week.